Hello. Good day to you all. Is that hair? I think that is. That's random. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want you on my table. Go away. Oof. Anyway. Hello. That looks weird. How you doing today? Yeah. I think I said it over here for now. I hope you're having a great day today. I saw Krista in chat. Hi there. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I feel like it's been forever. Let's start. I'll turn that on so I can see it. Uh, this that over there. Uh, this guy we did at the end of the last stream. Wow, the colors were off on this. What is that? Oh, right. I think the power had gone out and the light had changed. Yeah. Is this one right? I think so. Where's my remote? Uh, yellow, yellow, two white, right in the middle. Okay, nope, that's good. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Let me open up the camera control and zoom in really quick. That is this one. That'll work. Scoot it over a little so you can see it right next to the water. This is what we did last time. Thursday was busy, so this would have been last Monday. I had a appointment on Thursday, so I couldn't make it. But yes, last week on Monday, as part of a quickie, I did a ink on mineral paper. And then we used this after thoroughly washing and rinsing my brushes. I used some of this. I finally got some gum Arabic, so I went ahead and put a little bit on my brushes, the ones that I used the most, that might have been getting a little bit out of shape, and let them dry. And they're sitting over here to the side, nice and sharp and pointy, like I'm not pushing it with my finger. So hopefully all of this will cleanly come out. We're gonna find out together. So we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, I'm gonna rehydrate all these brushes and get all the gum Arabic out of them and see if they retain their shape. That's just to the side because I need to use them. So I'm gonna do that. And we made this right here. So I'll hold it up on the camera a little bit. Krista, well, I like this one, the one to the right below the palette. I'll pull that up here in a second. That one turned out cool. It did. I love how that one came out. That was the stream before that, I think on Thursday. But this is that mineral paper one. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see some of the colors in it. I like how this one came out. So much so that I put it on the background of my phone. So, yeah. I like it enough that I put it there. Hey, New Vegas, welcome in. Yes, happy Pride. Not only is it year-round, but we really get to push it like crazy this month, don't we? That's wonderful. Absolutely happy Pride. I like how this one looks, I don't know, because of this blue streaks, it looks kind of like the surface of a planet. Like a gas giant or something, a green one. I don't know. I like the look on that one. And then, let's get that over here. Yes, this one. This one was last 2 Thursdays ago, if I remember right. Yeah, I did an abstract. I used just this, one of my larger black pens, black markers, and I just did a bunch of abstracts, just circles and shapes and things on it. Used a ruler to get some straight lines, and then I just went crazy and did a bunch of different colors and blends, and then some like little translucent like overlap and all that. Let me zoom back out so I can actually hold this up and see it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, right. Love how that one came out. I'm very happy with that one. Pretty little abstract. So yeah. Let's see. In rural Kentucky, in a rural Kentucky prison, a trans woman made history. I love that you're just like Google foo. You just have all the information at hand. I love it. I have to ask, do you have like an app or something where you look up random information, or you just like have it at the ready? I love it. Don't get me wrong, I think it's really cool. I don't have that information in my head, so you gotta be like, "Google Fact Randomizer, hit it. I'm feeling lucky. Let's go. Give me some facts." I love it. You're always ready. In a rural Kentucky prison, a trans woman made history by organizing what is believed to be the first uh, alphabet soup Pride Festival at the Lee Adjustment Center. Adjustment Center sounds like a terrible word. But yeah, excellent. When was that? Was that this year, or is that just general knowledge? I'm interested. Um, this is an important this is important. Pride festivals happen in prisons since prisons are such anti-LGBTQ environments. Are they really? I would think they would be more so because they tend not to be co-ed, like both sexes, right? So it tends to be all women or all male prisons. You think they would be a little bit more flexible to that because even though it's not meant to happen, that's kind of their only option, right? That's crazy. It's from a website. That's cool. Is it just general knowledge, or is it like you hit a button and it randomizes information, or do you go search and look for facts elsewhere? I'm really interested. But while you're getting that down, let's figure out what we're gonna do today. I had a piece of an idea. And I'm probably just gonna run with that, but we'll see. Let me turn that down a little bit. I did get one new thing. I mentioned that I was out of, or almost out of my blue painter's tape, my 1-inch one, and I ordered a replacement on Amazon. This one claims to be good, and the reviews are very good. It is also 1-inch, but it is a plain color one, so I am hoping this is going to be good. We're going to see. I'm hoping it'll work. This is the website if you want to learn more about it. Prism Reports. Pride Prison. That's fascinating. Yeah, I'll bookmark that and I will save it for later and check it out. Thank you, New Vegas. Appreciate it. Open Linky, and I'll be back to you later. Oh, thanks, Firefox. I don't need whatever you're popping up about. There we go. Goddess, hey! Oh man, I want to watch this on my TV on the big screen and it won't play. It won't play, really? I wonder why. I doubt it's working, but Goddess, you just subbed for second month in a row. Thank you. You go, girl. Use that Prime. I appreciate it. Thank you. When Twitch is using some new enhanced broadcasting that Roku is not going to support. Oh, that's why. Because I do have enhanced broadcasting turned on. It helps make it where I don't have to choose a bit rate. It chooses for me and it randomizes based on the need and congestion to help keep a stable stream up and running. Because trying to pick your bitrate based on your internet and based on what the viewer is going to see is really difficult to manage for a lot of people. So I switched to that because it seemed like a good idea. And it also is opening up support for, it should be soon, if not now, the ability to do horizontal landscape and portrait or vertical view. So I've got a vertical canvas on and streaming right now, but Twitch has to support it. They sent me an email saying that it's turning on soon. They have it working for one plugin for OBS. But my current streaming platform says it's going to be supporting it. It's already ready. They're just like waiting for it to be turned on by Twitch for their API. So as soon as they do that, it'll start working. So I'll be able to stream in both vertical and horizontal. So if you're on your phone, you can choose, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And we'll see how it goes. If it works out really nicely, then I can use that for things like multi-streaming to TikTok or YouTube or one of those things too, right? But anyway, let's look at some of the goodies I got. Tape, one, that's an easy one. We'll open it at some point and see how it goes. I'm almost out of the blue one. It's quite thin. I thought it'll focus, but you can see yeah, there we go. It's almost out. So the new one should replace that. We'll see how it goes later. When we get there, I'll shove it in the corner for now. Yes, I can watch Tricky on my phone. I like the vertical format much better when watching on the phone. Yeah, see, I think I can manually choose one or the other, but you have to be like invited to their beta to be able to have both going simultaneously until they released it for everyone. So I applied for the beta, but I have like, I don't have enough people watching, I guess, or they didn't choose me. Whatever, I don't care. That's really not important. But once it opens up for more people, which has got to be soon, it'll just start working because I'm already streaming it. I'm already sending it, even if it's not using it. And I checked on my phone just to make sure there's no button or rotation or anything that makes it vertical. It's just horizontal right now. So they'll unlock it later on, I'm sure. The other thing, I wanted to look at my white pens. I the white pens I use for doing stars and just anytime I need to do anything in white are okay. This really won't focus. Let me put this on here. They're from this brand called Jelly Roll, which a lot of you have probably heard of, right? Pretty common. I chose it because well, actually, it was the first white pens I found at the art store, and they just have the ones that work. Uh, but I like them because I can write on top of watercolor, dried watercolor, and it actually works. So it's good for stars, things like that, right? Now, I got this big old chunky thing. It's not open on the back, right? No, it's close. It is how many? Well, it's from the same brand, Jelly Roll. It's their Moonlight 06 set. Okay, they have a name for it, but that's it, right? And it has uh 25 different colors of pen, which I thought it was good to have more than just white and more than just black. I have to figure out how I'm going to store this. I haven't figured that out yet. I'll do that later. For now, I'll keep it in a container. But why would I need so many colorful pens? Well, it's in the title of the stream. I haven't even done much beyond just the basic opening of this yet, but I got this that I told Goss about on stream the other day. I got a Spirograph set. It's a die-cast one that you can get on Amazon and I'm sure many other places. And it's a die-cast one, so all of the pieces are made from metal. And because I remember when I was a kid, the original ones, and most of the ones you can get online today and in stores today are plastic, right? But I remember when I was a kid, when they get older, they start to get a little more brittle. Typically with heat and light, like most plastics, right? But I remember mine, they would get brittle, or it was just really easy for them to snap, and then once they're gone, right? So when I saw this, I was like, it's the same price. It was like 26 bucks or something like that on Amazon for this. And the larger set with more pieces was the same price with plastic pieces instead. So I could have more pieces that are plastic or fewer pieces that are metal. And I'm like, I don't need every potential spirograph design under the sun. I just need enough to get the job done, right? So I got this one. So let's open it up and take a look at it. I accidentally got two of them. I had to return one. Apparently, I don't know if this is happening for anyone else that orders on Amazon frequently, but I've had this happen a couple times where if you take something and you move it out of your cart into the save for later section on the bottom, and then later on, if you go back and you move it from save for later back to your cart, and if you're not paying attention, it will double the quantity. Not of everything, but at random, some items that you had moved to the save for later one time and you move back to your cart, it increases the quantity by 2. Ask me how I know. Not only do I have the spirograph that we have to return, but also, oh my goodness, I got some new frames, and it's too big to take out, but I have another one of these underneath because I only ordered one, and when I moved it back into the cart, it made it 2. And I figured since I used them, I'll keep the second set of this because it's already here. But these are the A3 frames, like the ones I've got up above for my bookmarks and that last Voyager painting we did. So I'll eventually use these, and this is the paper I kind of like having nowadays is A3, so I'll use those frames over time. So let me move some stuff out of the way so I don't trip on them down under my feet. Let's take a look at this set and see what comes with it. One thing I noticed when I opened it, I lifted it up. It comes with this little pull tab here to lift it up, and the manual is underneath, so we can look at that. And I'll put this back. Come now. Go where you belong. Silly question. Of course you need lots of colors. I know. I never thought I would need them. Like, I didn't know why I would use multiple color pens, but having a spirograph, I figured it would be a great time to get multiple pens, right? Because what it comes with is just one red and one blue, and they're right there. Which is pretty, don't get me wrong, it's pretty. But to be able to do stuff on watercolor when I do something light and abstract, I want to fill the space with like a design or something. I don't want to do just a triangle, or a polygon of some kind. I want to do something cool. And I love Spirograph. I just haven't used it for decades at this point. I know, right? But yeah, there's all the pieces. It's got a large ring, a smaller. Well, no, it's just the large ring, but it's got gears on the inside and the outside, so you can use both. And there's multiply sized gears, small one over here, and the very big one in the middle. And then there's that right there, that white thing is a putty. That's new to me. They didn't have that when I was younger. But it's a putty you're supposed to be able to take and tear off and knead and put under the ring between it and the paper to help hold it in place along with your hand so it doesn't accidentally shift out of position, which I thought was actually a really cool feature. We'll see how that works on, watercolor, but I think that'll be pretty cool. You're going to have one of those art walls filled from the top to the bottom in no time, girl. Have you seen this wall over here yet? It's crazy. Well, I mean, it's gonna get worse or better. Better. Better, right? Yeah, it's gonna get better. But you've not seen. Did I save a picture handy or am I going to send one? Let me see. It's crazy talk. I need that one and picture sharing and get up above all the waterfall stuff. Yeah, I got one right here. Let me pull this up and scooch that and turn that on. And then there it is. That's basically the wall as it is right now as I'm sitting at it. So I've got that wall filled. But over on that far left-hand side to the left of Voyager and that left side of bookmarks above my computer monitor, I've been considering adding some stuff over on that side too. But I can only go so far with it because I have to figure out how much space do I have on the wall. I don't want it to look ugly. Like, I could put stuff over on the far right over there, but I can't see it too far behind that lamp, the light that's on the right over there. So, I don't know, it's a lot to think about, but I will definitely put more stuff on the wall. Be the best, yeah. I'm just gonna keep adding more as I see fit. I mean, stuff that I care about, that I like visually and fits the whole vibe over here. Which I don't really know what the vibe is. The vibe is I'm learning, and these are some of the things I'm proud about. We'll go with that, right? Um, yeah, that's basically what I'm putting up on the wall over here. And I might be able to have room to put some over on the left, like I said over there, but I mean, it'll start getting in the way, or rather, my computer monitor, my normal, like everyday gaming and whatnot computer monitor is over there, and it'll get in the way if I go too far, and then I won't be able to see the art. But I do have some paintings up around the apartment. So I do have some stuff up in a couple places, but I don't want it to be like you can't see the paint on the walls anymore, or the whole place is turned into an art gallery. I don't want to do that, but at the same time, it's like free art, So I kind of like I get to use it. It's kind of fun. I opened this up one time to look at it, and it's double-sided, but it opens up in a quadrant, a four-way quadrant, right? And it gives you some guides on what all of the different sized, all of these gears, what they do in the top left. So it gives you like an idea or a pattern guide for what that looks like. And then it shows you like for that gear and you use these holes, that's kind of what the pattern's going to look like. And then over here, if you do, you know, different holes for different gears and different pens, you get multiple designs on top of each other. So you can get different shapes and designs in the same spot. And then it shows all kinds of different samples and examples, right? So it's a pretty cool idea. I like it. So I think I'm going to keep the Spirograph out. I'm probably not going to use it right this very second, but today I will. So I'm just going to scoot it to the side. I think I can put the guide on top. That makes more sense. I'll put the lid on it and I'll set it to the side. And then the week that I was cleaning up my brushes and all, I had these. These were new as well. We got these at Target, right? Yeah, Target. They even have their logo on the bottom. Just little dishes. They were $3 each. So I got them specifically for painting. So I could have like a large, semi-large container to put water and stuff in. So the goal is to not, use my tiny containers or my giant uh, mason jars over here when I want to do something smaller. Or like I did, I put soapy water in it. So that worked really well for that. I always had trouble with the plastic ones slipping when trying to do them. You ever had that issue? I did. That's why this one seems pretty cool. I mentioned earlier, I've never used this before, but it comes with, let me lift the plastic up so I can get to it. Okay, how do I do this? Oh, right there. Okay, that works. Get in there. This, it comes with this little block of putty. So you can pull it off and pinch some of it off and knead it, and you can put little dots of it, like poster, like sticky tack. You can take it and put it underneath the ring and put that down on your paper. Just make sure it's not obviously in the way of the gears, and still hold it with your hand to keep it in place. But the putty is supposed to be like a temporary tack to hold it down to your paper so that it doesn't make that problem happen. So we'll try that when we get to actually using the Spirograph. We'll absolutely give that a shot because I'm interested in seeing how it works. Hoping it isn't something that dries up and you have to buy more of, because I mean that would be fruitless if you can't reuse it. So we'll see. We'll see how reusable it is. Let me put all this stuff to the side. Can you use a magnet? That's a good question. You probably could, but I'd have to have like a large flat magnet, right? And I also don't know how magnetic these gears are. They could not be. Let's see. Now that I have it out, I can check that. Come with me, senor. Do you stick to anything? I think that's going to be a no. Let's see. Nope. No, these are not magnetic. I've got the pins that I use in front of me to hold my paper on the wall. It's a push pin with a magnet head and another magnet that goes on top. So you put the pin in, put the paper on, and put the magnet on top so that I don't punch holes in my paper. I just tried it. They don't. Very good question. Shame they don't, though. And it's very light, so I have to assume that it's aluminum. It says die-cast. I guess you could do die-cast aluminum, can't you? I never really thought about how that works. I thought die-cast was iron, but it must not be. Or maybe it can be multiple things. Die-cast is literally just you have a die and they pour liquid metal in it and it casts in it. So it could be any metal, I guess. It's so light, I think it's aluminum or tin or something like that. It's very, very light. So yep, we'll be trying the putty on that. So before I get too lost in the weeds, let me scoot some of my stuff out of the way. I think I might get some warm water in this so I can break apart these brushes. We'll grab a sheet of paper. Probably we'll cut some paper down to this size so we can experiment. We'll do some very quick abstract stuff on it and leave a bunch of white space on it, I think. Get it dry, and then we'll bring the Spirograph back over and we'll put some stuff on it and see how it comes out. Let me go grab some of this really quick. Let me turn the music up and mute, and I will be right back. I'm going to go grab some water. A pretty girl, hey. Bum, 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 bum. All right, I've returned. Let me put this pretty abstract up over here for now. Let's go ahead. God, there's that hair again. Get out of here, you jerk. I don't want a big freaking hair on this. Get out of here. Go away. You ass. Get up. You ever had the issue where you have a piece of hair, looks like an eyelash hair, and you can't pick the damn thing up? That's what that was doing. It was just like, no, I refuse to be picked up. All right. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Coffee, drink some Muffy, got it. It's hot coffee, but it's been sitting long enough that it's more room temperature coffee, and that's fine because it's too hot to be really having really hot coffee. Um, I need paper towel. That's right. Let's grab some paper towel or kitchen roll, as the Brits call it, which I think is awesome. All right, fold it over again. And pens will be back for you in a minute. Yo! Puffy, thank you. Ah. Cheers. All right. So first up, let's go ahead and clean up our brushes. They're already clean, but I'm going to try to break them open from the gum Arabic. I have a mental block on everything. Gum Arabic. I'm going to go ahead and break it open. Coffee time. Coffee time for me. All right, let's see if I didn't ruin these by putting the gum Arabic on like everyone on the internet says you can. I didn't soak it in it. I rested it in it. Oh, there we go. That was scary. I was like, why is it not opening up? Just have to let it soak in there for a moment, rehydrate, and get all the gum Arabic residue. Hopefully that comes off and it doesn't stay in. Oh yeah, it feels nice and smooth. Seems like that comes off nice and easy once you kind of crack it open. All right, and let it dry up. Yeah, it actually seems to have made it go back to a point. I know it won't stay that way forever, but yeah, that's quite good. Stayed pretty much the same point it was when I had the gum Arabic on it. I mean, we'll see when this dries eventually, but everything was fairly well kind of sticking straight up, even the side hairs, so it needed some reshaping, so that worked well. And I think doing a good long scrub on these also got um, some of the old indigo that I had stuck in it out. Indigo was like my favorite, and it was stuck up in the bristles right near the ferrule, right near the metal, and it wasn't cleaning out very well. So I did a really long, deep scrub, and that seems to have gotten it out. Oh yeah, that one. Same thing. Needed just a little bit of time to get water in it, and then a tiny bit of pressure, and it kind of popped the solid shaping of the gum Arabic. Same thing. I just kind of switch back and forth gently. I'm not jamming it down. I'm just kind of going back and forth with it, just to wipe out any of the residue from that. All right. I didn't use any of these flat brushes over here, so those will be fine. All I did was clean them that day. All right. I'll give this a second to get some water in it. You can hear that, probably. Can you hear that? It's possible the NVIDIA broadcast, like noise gate software, is blocking out all the side noise because our air conditioner's on too. So you might hear that to the side behind me. I don't know how good it is. There we go. Make me into something. on the radiator. There we go. All right, let's get the rest of these done, and we can grab some paper. All this mistletoe, no kiss. Whoop. May I ask if you've ever said your first name is okay? If it's okay, what is it? Yeah, I don't mind. My name is Brian. It's on my Instagram. So, I mean, if I was gonna hide it, I would have gotten it off of there. But it's on my Instagram. So, yeah, I usually go by Bear, not just for like an online persona, but it's part of my name, and my dad called me that. So I figured I would honor him by that, and I also enjoy the name. It's also who I am in like the gay community, if you want to account for that, but that's just side. That's not the reason. But yep, Brian. Oh, that did not straighten. That was a problem before, and it came right back. I might need to. I've never done that before, but I heard there's like a boiling water trick or near a boiling water trick where you dip the brush right quickly in that for like a second and then take it out and it can reshape, but I'm afraid to do that. It seems to fit you well. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a Brian through and through. Sometimes the brain, when people don't know how to spell my name right, I get that at work a lot with new people. Yeah, this did not straighten out for this one. Let me try to put this up against the paper so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, you're going to focus on the paper but not the brush because I'm not holding it? That's nice. I don't know how well that's going to come across. Yeah, you can barely see it. Oh, right there, maybe. It's not going to focus, I think, that close, but there's like some straight hair that cocks to the side. You see it on the upper portion of that, just barely. So that in a couple around it are kind of sticking off to the side. It's not a huge deal because when it's wet, it comes together. And I'm only using it for watercolor. Well, I say that, and that one hair is off to the side. It curls upward like a stray eyelash that does not want to stay down. So yeah, I might have to do the trick on that. Brian used to be common. I haven't heard it much in recent years. I don't see very many Brians with a Y. I'm Brian with an I. But I used to see some Brians with a Y. It's just rare when we meet each other. Two Brians meet in the wild. Wow, a Brian! Brian! Oh, it's a Brian! Oh my god! Does this happen to you? Oh my god, it totally does. We're like the same person. No, I mean, we're just people. I don't often meet too many Brians, to be fair, anymore. I used to, like in school and college and all that, but and work sometimes when I was moving from job to job, especially in retail. Thankfully, I don't have to work retail anymore. I work for a retailer, which is a totally different story, right? Yeah. Have you ever heard of that, Krista? Trying to fix brushes that have gone astray and are bent out of shape and using really, really, really like near boiling water and just quickly doing like a dip in, dip out, and that's it. I've seen people talk about it and they swear by it, but it sounds terrifying to subject a good brush to that hot water like that. That's kind of scary. I can try it if it becomes a problem, but I'll leave this one to the side and I'll use it like I always do. It's like my smallest, yes, my smallest round brush. Size 2 round from Princeton. It's all right. We got a script brush here. Let's get that one going. Oh, that one came right off. That's good. Same thing, make sure it's clean of residue. Yeah, I did some Googling on like how to clean brushes, how to shape brushes. And in addition to the gum Arabic, people said hot water. So am I hearing that twice? I am. You know why? Because I added it to that vertical. That's why. Yep. I have that vertical landscape, vertical portrait mode thing going on, so I can do streaming in both eventually. And I had to add my Twitch alerts and stream elements to that, and it showed up on my audio section on the bottom twice. And I have a thing called Q so that I can hear what comes through that alert. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to hear it. And I was hearing it twice. You weren't hearing it, I don't think, because it's assigned to that vertical canvas and nobody can see that yet. But I was hearing it. All right. Let me turn that off. Okay. Oh, that's good now. Yes, the bristles are plastic, so the thought is to melt it back into place. See, that's what I was thinking, because these are synthetic. You're right, they are synthetic squirrel hair. So it scares me. Oh, you tried it on an acrylic brush, and it didn't really help much. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll save it for like an emergency last ditch thing, right? Because I don't use this very small round brush very often. And when I do, I'm hoping that I'll be able to just get it wet enough that it will hold its point when I need it. And if not, I have two script brushes as well. I have this one, I have another one over there that I never used. That's why I didn't clean it. But this one I had used, so I cleaned it up. Everything I use more than once, I did a good deep clean on. So I've got script brushes if I need them. I just don't have the stable hand to be able to really get a good curve and line out of them. This one's okay. If I ever need to replace it at some point, I was looking at potentially getting a round brush set that had, I think it had two round brushes and one other brush, also from the same Princeton line, but they're kind of expensive. It was like $40 to $50. I'm like, I don't want to spend that kind of money right now. But the goal is to get it to have it for traveling. So when I travel, I've got those little collapsible brushes that I can bring with me, but I also have some good brushes. And I didn't want to really bring like good brushes from my main like table set with me when I travel because I didn't want to lose them or break them. And not have to like unpack them, repack them like that, right? So at some point I will get a replacement, and then this one would go be in the travel brush section, and the good brush would come back over here. And now that I'm a tiny bit more seasoned and less likely to destroy my brushes, less, not fully, but less. All right, let's see how these came out. These were those dagger point or dagger tip brushes. You can see it before I do anything to it with the gum arabic in it. It looks like, come on, it looks like that, right? So it's got a very fat body for water to well up, and it has like a narrow tip on it. And they only look like this when they've got out of the package or gum arabic. As soon as I used them once, all the belly hairs just went straight, and it looked ugly. So I don't know if this is gonna come back. It could be that. Wait, let me see. Did I miss something? No, you said the acrylic brush. It could be that the ferrule had paint in it that causes it not to work, though. You could use mouse in a hairdryer? Mouse? I might be misunderstanding or not seeing the word. I might have autocorrected. Something in a hairdryer. Hairdryer I get because of the heat. Moose. Ah, gotcha. Like hair gel? Oh, that's normal for watercolor brushes. Got it. Yeah, like hair gel. Okay, that's basically what this is. That was the alternative people said is to use hair gel if you don't have gum arabic. The gum arabic is like the apparently the tried and true trusted medium to use that you can both use as a medium for painting, which I don't know what that means when it comes to mixing this with watercolor paint. I don't know how that would look visibly different. We'll have to do a side-by-side comparison someday. But it's also apparently really good for restoring the shape on brushes after you clean them or even without that. And it looks that way. And it did well for the larger round brushes. They're still holding their point really nicely after sitting here for a minute. But let's see what this does. I don't have high hopes for it because they were kind of cheap brushes. I imagine it's going to just do the same thing and fall apart and be garbage, but let's see what it does. That can be used to block watercolor as well. Kind of like masking fluid. That's something that a Desert Dragon Lover said the other day when she was in here, saw me using it. And I actually did something that's, come on. So like masking fluid and that you can get it back up again? Because that does not seem to be the case. Let me, okay, this is gonna have to sit for a second. I don't normally like keeping brushes sitting in water, but this is only as shallow as the bristles, so I'm gonna let that sit there. Where did I put it? Oh, in here. I put some on this. You can barely see it, but it's right there where that little S curve is, and the little circle to the left of it. I put some of the gum arabic down and let it dry the same day that I was working on these brushes. But just without doing any watercolor on it, I can't get my fingers or anything to pull this up. In fact, it has a kind of, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. I hope that's not hair under there, but it seems to have some kind of crackling, like shattered look to it after it dried. Not the S bend one, the snake one. Well, maybe the snake one too. It's hard to tell, but it looks like it might have some cracks in it too. I can't get it up. Artful Turkey did it, tried it, and it works. You have to wet it and lift it. How what? Like, I'm trying to visualize the order of operations. So you put the gum arabic down, let it dry. You do your painting above, like over it, around it, all of that. You let it dry. Then you go back to the gum arabic with clean water and put it on it to hydrate it, and then you scratch it away? Or does it get rehydrated by painting over it? And when you're done and the painting is dry, but not dry all the way, scratch it away while it's still like a gel. And like the idea is interesting. It's very different from masking fluid, where that turns it's rubber. It turns solid and then it just stays there forever until you peel it away. You just lift it with a wet brush. That sounds crazy because you're already painting with water on it, around it. Like, how does it not come up when you paint over it, but you can use water to lift it? You see what I mean? Like, because I've not done it, my brain is questioning how that theoretically can work, but I have to do it to know. So I'm not questioning you. I'm questioning the theory of life. How can it work? What are they thinking? Like when you try it, like when you try and lift a mistake. So you don't just wet it, you scrub it a little bit to lift it up. Hmm, that's interesting. Yeah, that's so weird. It's just because it does the same idea, but it doesn't work the same way as masking fluid. My brain was just questioning how. I'll have to try that. We'll come back and experiment on that. Speak of devil, did you ever soften? Oh, it's getting there. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's ugly. Oh, it's ugly, all right. I was already questioning whether I was going to keep these brushes. If this doesn't bring them to some sort of usefulness, then probably not. I might not keep them because they're kind of garbage, guys. And I don't mean all decorative. These were an unheard of brand from Amazon. So, like, if they're not going to work, they're not going to work. I can keep them for weird shit like splats, like weird stuff where I don't care about the tip and I really mean to bust it down and break it because they're not great brushes. And they were cheap too. So, uh, did that soften? Kinda. Okay, let's see. Well, we're gonna see how it goes, but it looks like it kind of kept its shape even after. Oh, because it kind of, oh, it's actually kind of stiff. I think it still has, oh yeah, I still got tons of it in it. See if I can scrub that out better. Sometimes those make the best hair and tree brushes. Oh, that's a good idea. It may even be beneficial, crazy talk, to trim the tip off so they're all the same length, but they just splay, right? I don't like the idea of mutilating brushes, but if it's the only option, then that might be what I do. We'll see. Oh, these brushes are kind of garbage. Ugh. We'll see. I'm not gonna bother trying to clean the rest of those because I don't. They're just annoying. I'm gonna put them back, and let's put our other brushes up. Our known good brushes. Script brush, you go in front. Thank you. All right. Let's keep those out. Maybe that one. I'll put this one over here somewhere. Don't want to float around. I don't think that's your kind of brush. I don't think it's anyone's kind of brush. It's like even the texture is not good. The shape, the idea of the shape, I love the idea of the shape. I like it. I want to be able to use it. But this is an a totally like seriously like I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the brand. I'll put it on something to try to. I can't. I don't even know how to pronounce it because it's one of those weird Chinese random words. It was absolutely a cheap, random Amazon purchase because I saw the brush tip in a video. I was like, oh, that's cool. Can I find it cheap? Yes, I did. I did not find it good. So the type of brush, love the idea. You're meant to truly just do, like, you can do thin curves and it'll hold a lot of the paint in it because the belly. But if you want to press down and do large things like leaves and whatnot, like you would with a round brush or even a variety of other brushes, it can do that too. But my problem with the pushing down element of this brush type is it makes the brushes go and push out and splay sideways and not even in a pretty way. They just kind of go sideways. And when they dry that way, it stays like splayed out sideways. Right now it's fine, but I also don't think it'll hold paint really well. And it loses bristles like nobody's business. Like the inside of this is full of hair, and it was last time when I cleaned them. Like they're not, it's just not made well. It's such a shame because the idea of the brush is great. I'm willing to try it again someday, but this was in my let's blow money and see what different kinds of things I can find and see what brushes I fall in love with. And now I'm just like, let's just enjoy the ones I've got before I blow more money on things. All right, you can go over here. You have one by Rosemary and Company. See, do you like it? Is it a good quality? You're satisfied with how it functions? It reshapes itself back when you're done using it, when you let it dry, and you reshape it by hand or put it back on the where your holder is. Like these, no matter how I shaped it or tried to clean it, nothing made the bristles go back. Which those were the main reason I wanted to try the gum Arabic to try to see if maybe I could shape them and then be able to use them. So we'll see. I'll come back to it and try it. Okay, I'm yammering a lot. May I have some coffee? All right. Scoot this guy over here. And let's get some paper. Ooh, my paper cutter. All right, let's think this through. If I had $1 million, I'd not be rich anymore. I'd be okay for like a decade, and then I have to go back to work. Even half size, I think this will be fine. So I'm thinking I'm going to take one sheet out and I'm going to cut it in half and store one sheet. When it's wet, does it go back to the shape? Not really. Oh, I forgot to turn BRB off. That's been on the whole time. Yeah, it really doesn't. It might now after having gone through the gum Arabic step, but when I was using it, it was not. We found each other. All right. You are. Here's a good question. It is 16.5 inches tall. Half that would be 8 1/4. 8 1/4. Pencil. 8 1/4 is roughly right there. Not perfect, but close enough. Right. And you can go back there. Bonk. Ruler, you can go back in here. Hey, you, my good friend, can come. Lift up. Lift. You can go over here. Okay. How close did I get? Oh, wow. It's pretty spot on. It curved a little bit, but I mean, whatever. All right. Let's pick on you. All right. Put this up. I heard the chat sound. Let me put this up and go check. Okay. And I think we can get one of these out to you. I think it's way bigger than I need, but I want enough room for the spirograph. All right. Oh, when it is wet, it goes back to the shape. Yours. Ah, okay. Yes, when wet, it goes back to the shape, since you asked me. Oh, yeah. See? Mine doesn't. Oh, I mean, it wasn't before I shaped it with that. So it just, you get it wet and like bristles were sticking, like not to the side, but they would not swoop inward toward the center point. Many were sticking straight forward, like it does when it was dry. So it just wasn't grand. I mean, it's okay. Not everything can be like a blast that sucker out of the ballpark perfect, you know? It's just, it wasn't great. So it's fine. It'll find its purpose. All right. Tape. Get closer to using the new tape. I'm going to use the old one. Nothing's good for me. It's the other thing, when the tape starts getting really low like this, it curls up when I'm using it. Okay. La 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 la. And I'm not really going for perfect edges because I don't really want to paint to the edge if I can help it for this. I'm just kind of doing it to hold it down. Yeah, I'm like barely holding it down. It's really just to hold it in place. No. Stop. Stop. Here we go. And one more. Okay. Hopefully I've got a nice peaceful week. It is once again looped back around to my on-call week for work, so. All right. So what to do? I've been thinking about it. I want to do something just random. I don't really care about specific shapes. Thinking I can do some like splats. You know what I mean? It's like just random splats, random shapes. Not like truly painting them down, but just kind of flinging some of the thicker drops down in patterns, and then maybe rehydrating some of those and just letting it go where it will. But again, I want to leave a lot of white space because I want the spirograph to do some stuff too, both in spaces and on top. So let's rehydrate our paint a little bit. Okay. Sit. I can use spirograph over it. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah. Do a galaxy and then use the spirograph to make orbs. How can I do a galaxy faint enough? Like it has to be like most of it. And I did not pay attention to putting the tape down. I don't have evenly spaced borders around the edge of this. I'm really just holding the paper down. So I can't do any color to the edge, but I can probably do something in the middle. You know, I'm always so edge to edge with my galaxy stuff. Like maybe I should just not do that and just do an experiment where I just do something in the middle. I can do that. So let me think it through. So if I want to do just a basic galaxy, even something that's like off kilter and not go edge to edge with it. I can probably do some brighter color in the middle. Just a little bit. And then like a secondary color to go with it. And spatter it in the middle as well. And then do a little bit of some light indigo without it going black. I don't have to thick it to nothing. And then I can just leave the outer portion white. Let's give it a shot. Okay. So let's pick some colors. What's one that I do that I like? I haven't done for a minute. I like a good orange and like a blue combination. Look some up. That's always a good option. Go off reality a little tiny bit. Let's see. Let me get some example. Okay, of galaxies. Images. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, don't. Oh, that's so pretty, but too complicated for what I'm doing here. That one's pretty. The Southern Pinwheel, M83, I think that says it's called. That's pretty. Look at that. Not what I'm doing, but that's pretty. I'll have to come back to that guy someday. Okay. The Cigar Galaxy. That one's interesting. That's pretty. All right. That one's pretty. M82. I know these are all false color images, but I don't care. They're pretty. Okay, let me see what else we got. No, I want kind of galaxy shaped, not so much like a nebula, if I can help it. I'm probably not doing, I'm probably keeping the shape and not the color when I do this too. Let's see. Excuse me. What else we got? So many galaxies in the universe. Ooh. Oh, that one's pretty. Can I sideways this and it not be stupid? Oh, that's kind of all right. That's kind of a neat idea. Like some reds, a little yellow, some blues. Just like a very basic blobby kind of shape. I don't think that'll focus too well. Yeah, there we go. That one's pretty. Space is just so amazing. Yeah, let's see. I could probably do something like that. Oh, I just happen to have, anyone have one of these? These are amazing. A little phone holder. These are great. And if you use one that uses a cord to charge, you can put the cord through so you can charge it while you use it, but you can put your phone on it, like if you're watching videos or vertical for something. For this, it'll work. For this, just to sit to the side so I can see it. It won't stay awake, but I can turn it back on every now and then. And am I going to get perfect? Hell no. But I'm just going to do a little blobby thing in the middle and see how it goes. Let's blast through it. We need... Does look nice, right? I think that one will work. I didn't get to the name on this one, though, because it wasn't on a page that has the name on it. But we're going to keep it light in the middle, light in here. We'll do just the faintest kind of yellowish, the faintest of pinks, the faintest of some blues around here, and then we'll just start doing some very faint indigo around it. And then we can hit it with a couple of really bright points, and then stop. And then maybe put some stars on it, and then let it dry, and do our spirograph stuff around and on top of it. I think that'll work. So I guess the only question is, am I going to do it wet on wet? I think I will. Not all the way to the edge, because it'll buckle. So I need to be specific about where I put my water. Let's grab some. Okay. I don't want this to the edge. It's still going to want to bow up in the middle a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. And let's make sure I don't have puddles. Good, I do not. All right. Let's see what we can do here. We need some slight yellow, but it looks like a dusty yellow. So maybe we could just get some from what I already have here, and maybe some yellow to add to it. And we'll just get that all across the middle over here. Okay. And then let's do a combination, but I'll do just a little bit of, what is this, Quinn Rose? I'll just do a little bit in some area down here and over in here. Okay. A little bit up in here. And then, excuse me, let's grab some of the violet. I think I'll probably go, that's cobalt. What is it, cobalt? Blue violet? Yeah, that's it. And just get a little bit of that up in here. Oh, that's hardly anything. Okay. And some phthalo blue. That's too much, but we'll blend it out. That went to the edge anyway, so we'll be fine. I'm not going to put anything to the edge, he says, and then he does it anyway. Okay, let's get a little bit more. Mhm. Right. Maybe something dusty. Okay. Let's see. These look really dark. I've got that cherry kind of one. Yeah, this guy. That's too dark. We'll lessen that a little bit. Mhm. We need to add some purple up there because it's starting to kind of fade out. Yeah, there we go. I was just getting too blue up there. All right, and let's go a little darker over in here. Mhm. Okay, that closed. Of course it did. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm not going crazy. Let's just get that indigo in we talked about. notice I didn't leave any white space because I'm incapable of following my own directions. But we're going to try to keep it light regardless because we can still put stuff on top of it. So I'm going to spray the edges to try to smooth the outer part of the indigo out. Right. And let's go right to drying it. Okay. Try to decide what I want to do for the middle of this because I left these here and they're dark, but the rest of it's kind of light. And again, the tape is uneven, so I can't go edge to edge because it'll look funky. So I can let it dry completely. And those pens are built to go on top of even dark colors because the white one goes on top just fine, but I'm afraid some of the other ones might disappear if they're not bright. So I want to keep it light colored. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is and just use it as a playground to experiment with the Spirograph on and be fine with it. Let me hit it with the dryer a tiny bit more because there's still some buckles where it's just a little tiny bit damp because I want it to be flat. You have them and they cover pretty well. See, I think they will too. Let me experiment with this light, and then I think next time I'll do a fully dark nebula like I normally do, like edge to edge properly. But I'll try to keep the colors kind of even so that we can really play with Spirograph pen, with the pens on top of that. I think that will work. Oh, they're meant for dark paper, these guys? Okay, I believe that. I guess that's why they call them moonlight. Yeah, opaque gel ink. Creamy smooth ink writes on matte or glossy papers. Always test products before applying. Well, obviously. Oh, what a grand idea. Oh, he says as he doesn't remember. Oh, right there. Uno momento. Oof. And excuse me for a second. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Wasn't getting coffee, but I do have some here. I was getting some cold water because, man, it's toasty in here today. Ah, that's better. Yeah, it's not necessarily like hot, but it's hot because this light is just beaming in my face, and it's just, whew, it's warm. But I have tried without a light, and it just does not work. So what I was thinking is, I've got this black watercolor paper, so I'm going to put this to the side momentarily. And we can try to do the spirograph with these jelly roll pens on some of this. I think that will work. I forgot this detached from the pad on the bottom, so I can just peel a sheet off and play with it. It says Stonehenge. Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press Black. I got this to experiment with metallic watercolors, which I still have down here. I just haven't gone back to for a while. I'll have to come back to those and try them out. Excuse me. Let's open this up. Make sure there's no tape on it. There might be. Yes. No? No, the package is just broken open. Okay. Amazon. Is it glued down? It's like broken. Oh, not the pens, the container. Okay, you know what? I don't care. Just Open. Am I gonna hurt myself? Like, why is this so weirdly... I'm gonna have to put them in a different container. That's fine. I just wasn't prepared to right now, but this does not want to open. It's like it's meant to open the other way, but it's like it's shut, but not. Like it's glued, but not. I don't want to cut myself on this because it's like sharp plastic. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's meant to fold that way, but it was like, oh, it's like heat welded shut. Only on the top. That's so weird. Okay, well, whatever. Oh, we have so many colors. Oh, there's so many. Oh my god. Oh, there's 25 of them to be exact. Oh, there's so many. That's crazy. Look at all those colors. Look at them. You got their wait, they're meant for dark paper. Yep, I got their sample ATC size. ATC. What is that? The size on these is 0.6. And I think I saw online that 0.7 and smaller is okay for Spirograph for the whole size. So we're going to experiment. We're going to see. Let's pick a couple of colors. Let's do our primaries or close to it. I'm going to do, it's like a reddish orange. It's not really red, but that's fine. Oh, there's a red. Oh, pink. We'll go with it. A yellowish and a blue. And I'll keep the others to the side in here for now. Okay. Excuse me. Let's get our Spirograph kit. We get it over here. Move the heat gun off to the side to move the spirograph pieces over so we can get to them. Let's get our piece of paper. The putty, I think I took it out. Did I? No, it's in there. I took it out and I put it back. Okay. All right. Let me snag some more water. Ugh. Okay. First off, let's get the ring. Oops, sorry, I totally smacked the mic with my watch. That did not sound good. I'm sorry. All right, so anyone who's never used a spirograph before, there is an inner ring of gears and an outer ring, right? So you can, that didn't focus very well. But the gears, just get like a small one to experiment with. You can put the gears on the outside and run it along it, or you can put it on the inside. So they'll stay on the inner circumference, which is easier to control because you're pressing outward while you're doing it. But on the outside, not only are you having to keep it centered in the hole, which is going to be wobbling around while it's going around here, so you have to press inward toward the ring. And I remember that was always more difficult to keep it locked in. So to start with, to experiment, I'm going to use the inner ring. And then we can just pick a color. I say we go with our brightest color, the yellow, and we can start with that. And I'm not even doing like using their guide. I'm just playing with this. And let's try this tacky stuff too. Never used before. So if I take some of this off, let's get the tiniest piece. Oh, it's so stretchy. It's literally like that poster putty, if anyone's ever used that before. Okay. So I'm gonna put some down right there. I'll grab another little piece and I'll put it on the other side. I don't want to use like a lot of this. All right, so I'm just gonna make a little ball. I'm gonna put it under here. Stay there. And I'm gonna press this down onto the paper. Wow. I mean, I'll know more when I'm using it, but that works. That's cool. I'm gonna take my glasses off so I can get close to this. And as usual, oh, I don't want to dry up my pen before I even have a chance to use it. Also a chance that the tip is not big enough to, or small enough to get down inside there. So we'll see. Okay. See what this does. putting up that little putty thing because it's got a clear plastic piece and everything to protect it. Not well, I might add. All right. Yeah, that holds in there well. That's kind of crazy. All right. We'll see how well it comes off of this paper. All right. So I'm just going to pick a hole. We'll go near the edge and let's just see. Ooh. Oh, that was a wrong one to try. I forgot how hard that is. God, I'm trying to remember how to use this while pressing down enough to be able to get the job done. I might have been pressing down too hard. We'll see. Yeah, because I was like tearing up the paper. It might be that it's not really designed for this kind of paper. I do recall this black paper has is it moving? It is. This black paper would tear up if I got it too wet, so it might not be a good example, but I want to try it on a black. Oh yeah, that tore up that paper. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'll lift it up. Tore up the paper a little bit. Let me try a different one and maybe try a hole that's closer to the middle. Oh yeah, see this pulled up the paper, this tacky stuff. It's kind of sad that it pulled that up with it, so I might not be able to use this tacky, at least on this kind of paper. It comes off really nice. See if I can preserve it aside from the paper. Yeah, that came off. Put that there. This one, it mostly came off. There's a tiny little speck that pulled the paper off with it. Okay. Let me think. How can I test this on something? I'll try it again without the tacky, and I'll use a slightly larger ring or gear. Pick a different color. I wasn't impressed with the ATC sample pad I got. Oh gosh, it pulled it up from right there. Like what you can see is pretty, but it tore up the paper. Oh, was that me? Was that the paper? Let's try it again. We'll do red. And I'm not going to go in the center, but I'm going to go about halfway. I'm not going to press down hard. All right. That worked, but I think it'll be more obvious on lighter color, of course. And it did tear up this paper a little bit, but it did make the Spirograph design. Focus. It did make the design. Let's try it on white paper. Let me scoot this to the side. And I'm willing to sacrifice this other half that we just did. Let's just see how it goes on here. It didn't tear off the pad easy, like it was supposed to. Yeah. See, let's try it on a good paper. Let's try putting the tacky stuff back on. Does it have a front and a back? The back has numbers on it, just like the front? No. This side does not. So, okay, this is the side I'll put the tacky stuff down on. And let's put it down on the paper right here on the bottom and press it down. And it does hold it in place. Let's try. Oh, you know, let's go crazy. Let's do the really big circle. I'm gonna take my glasses off so I can see up close. I'm gonna get new glasses before too long. I went and got the my prescription. I just have to go back and choose glasses. I just didn't do it the same day because I was exhausted. But I'm gonna get progressives. I know I'm getting old. So I'm gonna get progressive. I've got the prescription to be able to do distance like I normally do, which didn't change much. And then I'm gonna get up close. So it'll be the progressive lenses with the little swoopy, curvy hourglass kind of shape thing in it. So I'll be able to see up close when I look downward a little bit, and then normal distance. So that'll be fun. Okay, so let's try out here. And I'm not going to press down hard. I'm just going to do... The downside with this is I can't see what I'm doing. I have to hope that I got it all. Okay. Oh yeah, that made it really nice. Look at that. You can see that from a distance. That came out nice. Wait to try progressive. They make progressive contacts? How? They make progressive contacts? I can't wear contacts anyway. I had eye surgeries when I was a kid. 2 of them in each eye, twice. So because of that eye surgery, it was like it went like through the front of the eye. It's gross if you don't like that. Sorry, but it was muscle correction. But because of that, it changed the surface shape of my eye, and I can't wear contacts, according to the doctor. LASIK, maybe, but you have some. How? I'm so amazed by the idea of that. How does that work? Because the contact stays in place in front of your eye, and when you need to see up close, how does that work? I'm so confused. It's like, how does that work? Calculating formulas flying over the screen. It's crazy. I'm actually really curious. All right, let's get another one in here. And let's do this one. Oh yeah, see, this is way more fun on white paper. Oh, I could just do this all day. I'm no longer a watercoloring channel. I am now a Spirograph channel. I'm just kidding. Okay. And now let's switch to a mid-size gear. No, go bigger than that. Oops, sorry, I smacked the mic again. I did the thing. It's a little too close, and I did it. All right. Put the big one up in the middle, the little one back over here. Let's close this one up. Go for the yellow. Okay. And it's like any lens that is shaped, I would guess. Because I just imagine that the lens is meant for one prescription, like one focus, one strength, one capability. And it's just weird to consider that a contact is able to do multiple distances in one like that. Like maybe the act of focusing your eye, like to look closer, changes the shape of your eye and bends the lens to make it work differently. Or is it the direction? Like does it? I'm sorry, I'm asking so many questions. Is it like when you need to see up close, is it only when you're looking at a particular angle? Like, do you have to, like, tilt your head up to look at things that are up close and in front of you? Can you only read stuff down below like you do with normal progressive lenses? Or is it the act of focusing on something close changes the context so you can read it? You know what I mean? Because like standard progressive lenses, from my understanding, you have to start training your brain when you put them on how to shift between distance, mid, and up close, or distance and up close if that's the prescription you got. Because the ones I'm going to end up getting is like if this is the lens, the top part of it is where the distance is, the largest area, then it narrows, and then there's a up close focus area on the bottom. So when I want to read things close to me, I only have to look down through the bottom part of the lens. And when I want to look far away, I'll look through the top part. And eventually I'll learn to angle my head at just the right point so that anything I do, distance or up close, I'll be pretty much in the same place all the time, or I'll just have to like learn to tilt my head or something. But I've never used those before, so I'm gonna be learning them myself. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I have to put them on to read what you said. A steampunk piece would be fun with this. When you look straight, it's far, and then if you look down sideways for close, down sideways is for close. Interesting, yeah. So it's just like the full glasses. It's just amazing that they work for contacts. Do you have to put them in a particular orientation to make sure that works? Or is it like you can put them in any orientation, like turned around, and the reading is always looking downward? Or do you have to know, like, I have to line them up perfectly straight up and down when I put them in so that the up close focus works? I don't know why I'm asking so many questions. I can never use them. I'm just curious. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's, for this one, I'm gonna go in here. So let's go this way. I forgot because this is yellow. I can barely see it. It's very neon. Guys, I haven't done Spirograph forever, but I forgot how much I like it. Okay. And let's do the same one, but let's pick a different color. Let's grab some greens in here. Oh, there it is, down there at the bottom, of course. Let's try this one. And this one I'm going to do near the middle. Oh, that's wild. So cute. Jeez. They're weighted, so they adjust right on their own. Really? That's cool. Kind of like for those who have astigmatism. Oh, interesting. My mom had astigmatism, which means, I mean, genetically, maybe I will someday. So far, I've been okay on that, but yeah, I'm not willing to talk about everything else just yet. But we'll get there when we get there. For now, do another slightly far. What if I do like all the way to the edge? Will I even be able to turn the damn thing? Oh God, that's hard. Oh man, that's so hard to do when it's right near the edge like that. It wants to come out. Oh God, that's so hard. Okay. The sticky tack is working great though. There we go. All right. That's enough of that for now. Let's take that out. Let's untack this and see if it takes the paper with it. It did not. See that black one, the black paper is just kind of blah. But that worked, guys. Let me put my glasses back on so I can see the screen. The little Spirograph thing worked well. Yeah, look at that. Guys, we have a little Spirograph. That's fun. Okay, well, now I want to do more. I'll come back to this in a minute. Let's look at our original thing here and make some room. And let's play with this. Let's Very cool, the different colors, right? I think so. I think that'll be really cool. Let's put one down here in the bottom. Is it gonna hold because I used it once? Seems like it. Okay, so let's pick some colors. We've got so very, very, very many to choose from. Again, 25 to be exact. Oh my god. Oh, there's even a white one in here, I think. A white one, like a light gray. Oh my god, so many colors. How am I ever gonna keep track of all these? Do they have the names on them? The colors? I don't think so. No. No, it just has the brand Jelly Roll Moonlight '06 Sakura. Wait, is Sakura the color? Because this is pink. Does it say the names? Oh no, they all say Sakura. Oh boo, that would have been so cool if they were named like crayons, like Crayolas. I love the way they name those. Okay, well let's pick some colors that go together and we'll do different ones of different shades. So I'll do like the yellow, orange, and the pink. We can do those three colors for this one, and then we'll pick a different spot and we'll do something different. So let's start with that. It's already tacked down. Let's pick a size ring. We'll do the maybe the third largest one. It's got a number, but I don't care about the number. He says as he looks it up, number 9. Okay, that means nothing to me. Okay, so we'll start maybe on the outside and work our way in. So I'll do one where it's close to the edge. Excuse me, with the yellow. And then we'll work our way in. So again, I'm gonna take my glasses off. Maybe snag some coffee. Okay. I'll start here. Okay. And let's pick maybe size 10. And we'll do this orange color. And I'll pick like a mid distance. Okay. And let's go big this time. I won't be able to see it, but we'll go big. And we'll do the red one. And we'll stay closer to the middle so we can get the middle section. So I'm gonna go really twirly with this one. Oh, I might have messed it up. I think I jigged out of the line a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but you can barely see it. That's cute. Put that one back in the middle. Let's untack that one. Yeah, that came up nicely. Yeah, it did like a little squirrely little design over there in the corner. Right, just kind of chilling off there in the corner. Right? I bet that would look good on a dark color. It didn't work so well on the dark paper, but I think on dark paint it'll probably be fine. Well, maybe we can try that on Thursday. All right, let's do some more. Let's do an off-center one. Make sure I really get tacked in here nice. And read, barely, do you sell your stuff anywhere? I don't. Oh, I love it. Fun, yeah. I don't. Someday, maybe. If there's enough stuff put together, the goal is to sell. I don't fully yet know what that'll look like. We've talked about it, not recently, but like a few months ago, we spent a couple weekends talking about like what it might look like to make a business and like what are the things we need? What's the red tape? What's like the licenses and that sort of stuff? What do I need when it comes to technology and hardware to be able to make stuff for people? What am I going to sell? Where am I going to sell? How? How will I take money? Like, what are the resources that I'll use that are the most cost effective for a low grade, maybe selling? When it comes to all of this, like, I mean, clearly I do everything, warts and all, right? You see everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? And I try to post everything, nearly everything, online on Instagram. So all of it's there as well. So people can see when it's good and when it's bad. Sometimes it's mid. Sometimes it's like a child did it. And sometimes something amazing comes out, which I get shocked by as well. So it becomes a do I pick and choose the best of the best and only sell that? And then if I do that, how do I sell it? Do I do the same thing everyone else does? Some things I will, because it's just self-explanatory. You're going to sell prints. You can sell the originals if you want to as well for far more if someone's willing to spend for that. I could put it on things. I do with air quotes because there's a great many things that art can be put upon. And everything you name is going to come up. I thought about greeting cards and name cards, like placards. Try to figure out how to do some things that people would enjoy for, you know, invitations and whatnot. I don't know that I would directly want to paint every unique invitation, but I could pick certain patterns that would work really well for multi-use. Like, here's a stack of 10 postcards or greeting cards, and each one's like, there's like two of uh, a unique painting, and then another two, and then another two, and so you get 10 total, or 20 total, or 25, or whatever, or 26. That would be odd. Um, I don't know, a wide variety of things. But I think the biggest thing would be I need a library, a catalog of stuff. So I'm going to need to make a catalog of stuff. I'm going to need to scan things in or take pictures of something at a high enough resolution that it looks wonderful, which requires setting up lighting and a rig to be able to mount it above to photograph it evenly and squarely and all of that. I don't have a scanner large enough because a lot of the stuff I've been doing is bigger than a standard 8.5 by 11 or even 11 by 14. I would have to get something much larger to scan, or I have to scan in pieces and use Adobe or something to stitch it together, which Adobe is easy. It does a good auto stitch. But then I also have to learn how to properly adjust the color after it's scanned in or photographed, because it's not going to be accurate to and true to what I see. What you see right now is not true to what I'm seeing because figuring out the color on the camera is just a nightmare. So, like, there's a lot involved, and I know I could start small just to dip my toe in there, but I don't know what that one or two or five things would be. Well, I don't know how personally I'd want to start. Coffee mugs. Imagine drinking your coffee on stream in a mug with your galaxy on it. That would be pretty cool. I'm sorry, I also don't have my glasses on, so I'm struggling to read. Oh my gosh, that's so old school. Just freaking do the color correction in Photoshop. No, I can. I don't know how. I don't have the training. I'd have to look online or know somebody who knows how to do the actual color correction. Like, because I'm not sure, like, what color correction means. Like, I get adjust the hue of things, but that doesn't always make it work and it throws other colors out of whack. I know you can adjust each, RGB, or in this case, CY. Oh my god, CYM, magenta. Um, I guess RGB is for pigment, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, the other one's for light. Okay, so I mean, I know you can color correct those specific channels. It's just foreboding. I just haven't made myself sit down and really try. And I would have to have something like an example that I'm very satisfied with, that maybe I can create like a pattern. If I can get the environment that I take the pictures or the scans of this stuff exactly the same, and then I can figure out a pattern to kind of apply once I'm satisfied to everything, and then do like a once off approval. Like, yeah, I like how the color correction filter worked on that one. The preset that I made works, whatever. Then I can get a little system going where I can color correct everything. It's just busy work. I also have a full time job, so I'm trying to figure out how would I work this into a full time job. So I have to figure out what the process would be, and then learn how to experiment and do that, you know, step by step, and document for myself, like, what are the steps I do after something is painted to be able to get it into a digital format that is high resolution and color corrected. And I have to write down all the steps and all that so I can kind of get myself a flow and build a habit and a pattern of how I do it. Because it's just new for me. I've never really done it. So Photoshop is not my forte. Anything I've learned how to do in Photoshop has been purely from Google, which, I mean, I'm sure is a lot of people as well. Uh, RGB is light on screens. See, oh, wow, God, I'm telling you, I took my glasses off, and now it's taking me a moment to get back to distance vision. CMYK is for ink printing. Okay, that is that right? Yeah. So it's cyan, magenta, yellow, and then K is black, right? I believe so, because that's how that's how color printers do their ink, if I remember. Yeah, yeah, right? That's how Krista, you were even telling me that you had got what the hell is it? The EcoTank Epson? I was looking at one of those as well. Um, I think it was you that got that, right? If you're still there, Krista, how did that work for you? Did you get a chance to actually try to print anything artwork out? And are you satisfied with the results on that? I'm really curious because that's one of the ones I was looking at, wanting to figure out how to paint something and then be able to reproduce it as like accurately as possible. Not for like hanging on a gallery wall, but enough that people will get it and get 99% or higher of a duplicate of what I have. And apparently, you're able to print on some types of watercolor paper in the Epson EcoTank printers. They make printer specific from Arches, Canson actually. Canson with help from Arches. Let's say it's a combination. They make inkjet printer specific watercolor paper. So you can do higher end prints on watercolor paper, which is what I wanted to do. I also wanted some, like, if I could find some cheaper version of the paper that you can actually paint on and print on. That's what I wanted to use for like one of the other things I wanted to sell is I wanted to try to make some watercolor kits. So something where like depending on what you're painting or the education level that you're at, like easy, intermediate, advanced, that sort of thing, give different types of paint for a variety of scenes and pre-print a stencil of the scenes using black ink or even a gray on the watercolor paper, and then add some blank sheets as well for practice and freeform stuff, and send a kit, and then use the ink or the pigment, I mean, from the tube, and put like make dot cards or small palettes, like very small, like travel palette size, very small amounts of paint, less than you would have in a travel palette, just enough to get the paint job done for the kit and a little extra, right? And include like a size 6 round brush or something average that will get the whole job done, and sell those as kits. I think would sell really well. And I'm not the only person clearly to have thought of that. People do that. So I can go off other people, see how they make theirs, how often they make new ones, what they include, what they don't include. I thought of having like a mix and match where you can choose different qualities of paints, and I'll custom make a palette for you based on the type of paint that you want. You can spend more or spend less if you want it to be cheap. Cheaper brushes, more expensive brushes, intermediate, higher quality paper, lower quality paper, and let people choose to mix and match some kits to build their own. And the cost varies based on what they order. which I don't see anyone doing. People do pre-built so they can bulk package them and have them ready to go out the door, right? But I could do that too, but I like the idea of having some custom options available. And then doing different themes. You could do nature themes, space themes, fantasy themes, abstract themes, floral themes, like whatever kind of themed kits you want, and we could just make new ones throughout the year. I just love that idea. I think that's so cool. Teaching people to paint and giving them the ability to paint. I love that idea. It's hard though. I don't think anyone will. I don't think it's a money maker. I think it's just like a you can just sell some, but unless someone knows who you are and they're like, "Oh, I want to buy their stuff. I love them," then they'll come find you and buy your stuff out and just sell your shop empty. But if they're not going to buy from a nobody right away. Um, yeah, give me 5 minutes sometime when you have 5 minutes, and I'll show you the standard tricks we use when I worked as a graphic designer. Oh, that's right. I forgot you did that. Red, green, blue, and you put them all together, you get white. That I know. Cyan, magenta, yellow, black. You put them all together, and you get up to black on print. Yep, that I know as well. I did work in a photo lab for quite a few years, and I had a pro photographer and a gentleman who owned his own lab, who was in his retirement age but was working and getting some extra income. And he worked there as well. So he trained me up, and I remember a good majority of it, and I had a lot of fun there. So I remember the basics. I just, it takes a minute. I haven't used it for like 15 years, so it's been a hot minute, more than 15 years. It's been a while. Um, Back in the day, Epson printers were the only ones that we used, but that was a couple decades ago. I'm sure there are other printers that have caught up by now. You would think at least, not so much. There are some, but they're ridiculously expensive. Some of them are like Canon. I believe Canon has some all pigment ink options. So very waterproof. Um, Brother, I think, has the whale printers, but they're all uh dye, if I remember right. So those have a chance of running when they get wet. So I wanted to be able to do something that had a pigment-based ink solution as much as possible, so they can have some built-in water resistance. And then, like, I can always, no matter what I had, like, spray some kind of varnish or something that's matte finish or whatever they want over the top. I am just not in an environment. I'm in an apartment, so I can't spray anything because it would just be the death of us and the dog and everybody, and we'd be all sick, and it would get everywhere. I don't have an outdoor space that I would do that in, and I wouldn't dare do it outside the apartment because that's just rude. I just wouldn't do that. So anything that I can paint on or rub on like wax, or just give it to them and say, treat it yourself. I don't know what that would look like, but as much as I can have preset in, it would be best. It'd be really interesting to see one of your space paintings printed out on the watercolor paper. Very interested to see how the ink spreads on that compared to just regular inkjet paper, right? It's a thing. It's genuinely a thing. Like I don't necessarily have time to look it up right now, but if you have time, look up Canson. Uh, it's like Canson and Arches watercolor inkjet paper, and it's meant for art prints. So you can print your artwork on the watercolor paper. That way it gives people like the feel and the experience of it being an original without it being original. So they can save money, but get the feel and the effect of it. And the paper is a little bit more expensive, but it's not as expensive as watercolor paper itself is. So you can do that. You can do whatever type of paper is typically used for prints, and that's cheaper than that Canson Arches paper blend is. So you can have standard prints, the watercolor paper prints, and then original. You get the original on watercolor, and that's the one and done, right? And that way people have like the flex ability. And like I would want to write in like I know it's up to the artist to decide who retained the rights for the artwork. And so long as it's something that's valid and common that people do, I want to make it where I retain the rights to the original artwork, even if I sell the original piece. So I still retain the rights to the art so that I can use it for any materials I want in the future. But if someone wants to buy an original someday and they want to own that and be happy with it, they can do that and it'll be all theirs, you know? But I'll still be able to resell prints and whatnot. Clearly, things will have to be, I'll have to make myself like an Excel sheet or something similar to be like any sort of artwork. I need to decide what types of things I'm dedicating to use that thing for that I think it'll look good on. Some things, like all things, will look good on prints. Not everything's going to look good on a mug. Some things will look really good as a sticker or a magnet. Some things will look really good on a greeting card. Like some things are going to have some uses that make sense and some that would just not really fit the look. You know what I mean? So I really like the idea. And I like the thought of organizing it and planning all that out and learning like what that inventory system will look like and how I'll keep track of it, how I'll manage the pricing of everything. I mean, all that makes a lot of sense to me because quite honestly, it's partially what I do for work. I do like I don't mind sharing. I work on point of sale systems. Um, so the work that I do for that, for my company that I work for, is all about that sales side of things. I don't handle the finance side, but I know how to import it. I know what it looks like once it's there. So like I'm interested in like the organizational structure of the data. That I'm kind of cool with because I like figuring out how to make the best of what you have. Like we have a big problem with that at our job, like a lot of companies do, where they buy into a product and then they use 10% of it and the rest of it they leave on the cutting room floor, right? I don't want to do that. So if I end up getting into business doing something, I want to, as the kids say, min max. I want to get the most out of what I have in front of me without it being obtuse, even if that means I spread it out over time. So I like the idea. This is stuck down. Let's get some more done really quick so that I can finish up for the day. Um, Good. So it'd be interesting to see white waxed pencil for resist with a spiral graph and then watercolor over it. Oh, wait. So they have what have I seen? Crayon. It's the same idea, but thin. Wait, is there actually a pencil? Like pencil thin that would fit in the holes for the spirograph? That would be wax? Because that sounds great. I've seen people using like clear artist crayon for doing negative space, right? So kind of like how the masking fluid goes, but without taking it off. And then you paint over it and it is hydrophobic. It makes the water not attached to it. But putting a design down in that first, then painting over it so it keeps the design there. That's brilliant, Krista. I'll have to find that. What does that look like? White waxed pencil. Excuse me. Throat. Just always, my throat is always just kind of crap. I, especially drinking coffee, end up very mucusy. White colored pencil will do it too. Will it? White colored pencil resists? Really? White wax pencil. Art. Oh, that's not what I want. White wax pencil. Okay. Is this one? Whoa, stop. I don't think that's what I was looking for. I think this is something else. Yes, I think it misunderstood what I looked for. No, stop. Stop. Yeah, it's not finding what I'm looking for. It's crazy. Even though I put wax, it's looking up watercolor pencils instead. Resist stick. That's too big for that. I'll have to look for it. Prisma? Okay. Yeah, I'll look for that. I have like watercolor, not watercolor. I have colored pencils. My other half has them. I could try that. But I think it's not wax. I think it's just Well, I don't know. I say that, and I actually don't know what the material is, so I can't say. Could be. Regardless, it's a great idea. I will look into what that might look like. I don't know how long you can keep it sharp, though. And if it's a pencil, how sharp is it? Is it like a mechanical pencil, or is it one you have to sharpen? If it's one you have to sharpen, I think it would wear down before you can make a full shape. And then you have to remember the hole where it is, keep the gear in the tooth where it's supposed to be, take it out, sharpen it, put it back, right? It's kind of scary. Uh, all colored pencils are an oil and wax mix. The softer, the more wax it has in it. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Especially if you like shade at an angle and maybe like use your finger or something to smooth it, you'll feel the waxiness. I guess that makes sense why it feels like that. Why it looks kind of shiny if you do really heavy layer and you see it reflective in the sun. That makes sense why it is that. Oh, that's interesting. I kind of want to try it. Not today because we're already at 2 hours, beyond 2 hours. But maybe Thursday we'll try doing a dark painting and drawing it, and then trying to do spirograph stuff on top of it. We may just do like a gradient or like a mixture across the whole page of a variety of colors. Maybe some granulating colors and just do like the whole page of granulating color really thick and let it dry, and then we'll paint or we'll spirograph over the top of that really dark. That'd probably be really cool. All right, let's pick some darker colors for this one. I've got some blues. Let's do these. All right, let's do very tiny wheel first. And let's go crazy. We're going to do the outside. We'll do a dark color first. Let me lift my glasses up so I can not see what I'm doing. Oh, see, this is going to be hard. We're going to try it. All right. I don't want to go too far out from the middle because it'll be hard to keep track of it. It's the one I was talking about that's so scary to keep track of. But if you get it right, it's so pretty. Guys, I forgot how much I love Spirograph. Okay. And maybe we'll do one on the inside with a different blue. It is fun, isn't it? I like it. Do you remember? Oh, I don't know if it is Spirograph branded or some other brand, but I remember when I was in, oh, we're going back. Kindergarten? No, first grade. First grade. Yes, first grade. In first grade, at that time, I was living in Florida. I was born in Florida. We were still living in Florida at the time, and my mom put me for 1 year into a Jewish school. Because we're Jewish on my mom's side. I don't practice, by the way, so it's just a tidbit of info that's not useful. Um, but we went to a Jewish school. I went to a Jewish school, and that is where I got introduced to two things that I fell in love with. One, computers, because they had Apple computers for the students to use up on the terrace, the top floor. So I played Frogger and some other games on that, and I fell in love with computers at the time, and I didn't get one for years after that. Uh, and the other thing I found that they had that I loved was a spirograph type machine. One of the teachers had in their classroom maybe like huge. It was like maybe this square or larger, and it was a large machine where you could tape the paper down or maybe it held in by some other way. Excuse me. And it was large square sheets of paper, not rectangular, and it let you put whatever pen, like free flowing pen you want, into it, and you just push it in a direction, and then it like gravity goes through and does like a pendulum. But it wasn't the pendulum. It was like a full machine that like it kept track of it and all. It wasn't like hanging. Uh, but it worked like a pendulum. And all you had to do is get the initial uh, impetus, yeah, the initial motion into it, and it did spirograph type designs, and it would wear out like a pendulum does, and eventually it'll finish in the middle and like it'll do like a thing and then stop. And then he would lift it up for you and hand you your spirograph design. I don't remember what it was called, but it was the coolest machine ever, and it made me think of spirographs um, afterward. And I got like the typical kids like plastic spirograph. Not too long after that because it was so cool. All right, let's do. I'm doing the scary the furthest ooh, the furthest hole, the one closest to the edge of the gear, which feels it's the one that feels like you're gonna skip at any second. So I have to be very cautious about using it. All right, that got that one. Nice. It's working really well, guys. And let's do one in the middle. We'll go for the big guy. And we'll do the dark. No. Is that the one I used? Oh shit, I don't remember. No. I think so. Regardless, it'll work. Maybe I can do a different color altogether and just throw it off and make it go crazy. Maybe we'll do a green. And let's go like middle. No. No, we want it to be in the middle, so we'll do like here. Downside being with this large one, I have no idea how many rotations it takes to complete it. So I'm just going to do it a lot, and eventually it'll overwrite or overlap on top of it. And it won't look bad. I'm probably already there, but I want to give it just a second to make absolutely sure. Okay, how's that look? Yeah, there we go. That's very much like the other one in the middle there. Great. Oh gosh, now I need to do some opposing colors because it's just a bunch of blue, but it looks cool. It's fun. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you must be younger than I realized if they had apples when you were in kindergarten. No, they were like the OG, like not they weren't even called Macs back then. It was like Apple 2GS or something like that. Like it was 80. What was first grade for me? I don't remember. Was it like 88, 89, somewhere in there, perhaps? I think somewhere in that range. Maybe we do one more crazy outer ring one. Let's pick a lighter green. And let's do, yeah, let's go crazy and do the big circle. Oh, that's scary. Okay. Ooh, it's scary. I'm getting onto the tape. Oh God. Oh, that's so scary because there's a lip and it goes over the edge of the paper. Oh, that was a bad decision. Play nice. Oh, whoops, we skipped. Okay, we're stopping there because I don't want to undo it. So we're just gonna have a couple little orbits with that one. That's fine. We'll stop there with that one. Maybe we switch to a smaller wheel and do a different colored green on the outside. So you can make that one really big. We have a light colored green over here. OMG, that was first grade for you. I graduated high school in 82. Yeah, in 1982, as they say, it's sorry, this is kind of, I don't know if it's gross or not. I don't think it is. But in the South, they said that pretty much if something happened before you were born, you say, I wasn't even an itch in my daddy's britches, which is gross, but it's like an allusion to scratching yourself. I don't know. That's the South for you. They got a bunch of lewd sayings, and I remembered them because, I can't help myself. Okay, so let's do this one. If I was born in 83. Mm, it feels like that skipped. Not sure if it did or not. Oh, it's kind of a cute green color. It looked nice and white, not just saying, but I guess when it went over the top of what we painted, it turned a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and pick that up. Oh my goodness, guys, that was a story. Let's see what you said. Okay. Had a computer class in high school, and it was computers that had no hard drives, only floppy disks, and we used hole punch cards like Fortran. We would have to write the program, then it would be put onto a punch card, and the punch card would go into the machine or something like that. You missed Mount St. Helens erupting then? Yeah, I didn't get to see that or experience it. And I didn't live up here then. I was a Florida baby. Then Georgia. No, Florida, then Massachusetts, then Georgia. Yeah. Yeah, I never had punch cards. My mom told me about them. Not to make you feel old, goddess, you're not. But my mom, if she were still alive, my mom would be 70s, somewhere in her 70s, I think. She had me, I was her last child. She had 4 kids. 2 I've never seen and don't know about that were put up for adoption, her earliest kids. And then my half brother, uh, who lives out here as well, and I've not seen in 10 years since I moved out here. But that's a story for never because I don't want to talk about it. But um, pop. Okay. Wow, yeah, that's coming off of these really nice. All right, let's do one more over on this side and we can call it a day. Okay. It's getting quite late. All right, let's do this one here. It is holding in nicely. Oh yeah, my mom had told me about using like the computers took up an entire room, and they had to do their their programming on a punch cards, a stack of them. And the only one I remember off the top of my head that I learned about in school is Fortran. Formula translation. I remember that. Okay, so let's do some purples. Also got purple. We can do a reddish color. We can do something different. I did orange already. We can do like a lilac color. Yeah, we can do like that on this side. Yeah, let's do these. Okay, so first up, we can do a pink. We'll do that on the inside because why not? Okay. That was a baby one. That didn't do anything. Okay. Let's try that same one, but a different circle. And we'll do it on the outside. Oh, the one I chose only does one pattern? That's silly. Let's do one hold down from that. Oh, this one seems to only do one design on the outside anyway. Okay, let's pick a different size and different color. We'll go back to the middle. The Commodore 64 at first didn't have a drive. I remember later being able to add the floppy to it. Yeah, I've seen that. So I love old retro antique, if you want to call them that, collectible, which makes me want to vomit, but we'll not talk about that. Um, Computers. I personally like DOS up to Windows 98 era. Windows 95, more like. So DOS, all the versions, Windows 3.1, I like as well. Windows 95. That kind of era is where I got into computers, and like got into like having one and being able to use it and play with it. Um, wasn't my first computer, but the first computer I got that made my head just explode with awesomeness was high school, high high school, high school. Yeah, I took till high school. I was in a computer class, so I was going to be in a computer class. This is what led me to that realization. But I was interested in computers, and one of our neighbors at the time was he worked in IT for whatever company he worked for, and the they were going through some remodeling of their business and computer upgrades as well. And so he, the awesome dude that he was, saved uh, bits from a variety of computers and built a computer for me. Um, so it was a computer that had it had a CD-ROM drive, but the CD-ROM drive was like so old that it was a caddy. So if you ever used one of the first CD-ROM drives for PCs, you didn't just put the disk in a tray and close it. It came in a kind of like a jewel case, but for a computer, and it was a caddy system, kind of like the exterior case of a floppy disk. Because you've probably seen a floppy disk open where the platter on the inside is very flexible. It was like that, but the CD went inside of the caddy tray, and that whole tray was input into the drive system. It was like a single or 2x speed drive. It was really slow. But he gave me that computer. It had a floppy drive, 3.5 inch floppy drive. Uh, and he intentionally turned off settings in the BIOS that would make it not work. So I would have to figure it out on my own. He didn't tell me until afterward that he did this, but he intentionally not broke, but disabled certain settings. And he gave me a case with a stack of 24 floppy disks to install Windows 95, like the first edition or second edition of Windows 95. And he's like, here are the disks. Here's a computer that'll function for you. Go ahead and play with it. Try to get this installed. And if you have any questions for me, let me know. So he set me free, and I sat there in the garage in the winter, cold, but plucking away at this thing, sitting on a table in the middle of our garage, and just so I wouldn't bother the family with it beeping and booping everything, because I was restarting it over and over again. And I finally found the one setting that he had turned off that made it where the installer wouldn't work, because I kept putting the first disk in. I got it to find it. I got it to format the hard drive. I figured that out. I got the installer running, and as soon as it got to the point where it was trying to install, it would fail, and it had some weird, like, high mem error. I'm like, "What is this? I don't know what that means." And I poked through the BIOS until I finally found something that looked similar to high mem. And what he had done is he had disabled high memory. So on a computer, you've got low memory and high memory, at least older computers. Certain things would load into low memory, and certain things would be able to load into high memory, and it would make it faster. It would make better use of the RAM. I'm sure there's a bunch of technical reasons that I don't even know, which is a lot, why it's important and why it's required for a big operating system like Windows 95 to function. And he turned that off on purpose. So I finally found that, toggled it on. I'm like, for the 15th time, let's try doing the install. And then it got past where it got stuck. And it was like, welcome to the Windows 95 installer. And I'm like, I literally, for the first and only time in my life, did a yippee, like out loud, knee jerk reaction, yippee, right? Super excited. And from there, it was history. It was just putting in one disc, taking it out, putting the next one. And at that point, I was like a dozen discs in, and my mom came back out. She's like, "Are you ever going to come to bed?" And I'm like, "I'm going to, but I finally got the thing figured out, and I'm going to get just to the end of this, needing to swap discs out, and then I can turn it off, and I'll come in." And she's like, "Okay." And it was like 30 minutes later or whatever I went in. But getting to the end of the install, restarting and hearing the Windows like sound effect as it logged in, and it getting to this desktop menu, I was like, I'm so excited, but it's 2 in the morning. I'm exhausted. So I'm shutting it down. Thankfully, it wasn't the school night. It's still the coolest thing ever. I was so excited. That was back when computers were cool and fun, and they felt like they were exciting, and they didn't feel like, you know, they didn't feel all like in I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. They didn't feel as garbage as the ones today do. Computers today feel like garbage. They work brilliantly. They're fast. Don't get me wrong, but they have, I don't know, they don't have the soul that retro computers do, which is why I like retro computers so much. They're incredibly cool. The problem is they're just very expensive. They're like, you can get them, some of them, like for like 3, 4, $500 now that people are pre-building, and you can't find them really easily out in the world anymore, because places that you would think would have them, like Goodwill, Value Village, any thrift stores, unless you live out in the boonies, they usually take all of those and they sell them themselves online in auctions, or they don't keep them at all because they're like, if it has memory, we don't resell it. And they take even old computers that were only running by floppy disk, did not have hard drives, with no knowledge or understanding, and they get rid of them. And they throw them in the trash, or they recycle them or send them somewhere, and it just kills my soul when I see that. So, and when they have them, they're stupidly expensive for no good reason. So I don't care to do that anymore. If I come across one that's amazing for some reason, I can consider getting it. But if I pick up something now, it's usually small and lightweight, like a laptop. That's rare and special. But the big computers are just too darn heavy. I just don't care to bother with that anymore. All right. Let's do one last one here. I think we'll keep it simple. We'll just do one loop around in the middle of a color. Let me do orange on this side, but we'll do this one. I do miss the old computers. Um, yeah, I remember those. Speak for your own PC. My Mac has soul. I like Macs too. I just I wasn't raised on them. I had one, an Apple, not a Mac. It wasn't the Mac back then. I had an old Apple IIc, which was the portable one, no hard drive, just a 5 1/4 inch floppy, built-in keyboard. And all I could do was like magenta and green color on the screen. It wasn't full color, I don't believe, or at least my monitor wasn't. And I had an old image writer dot matrix printer, so I had like the software for a couple games and like Broderbund, like banner creation software or something, and I was able to make banners and print them out. You know that, like old school dot matrix. Uh, Yeah. No, I did have that one Apple computer that was regifted. And as I got older, I just got old PCs. PCs were the easiest at the time, most compatible for what I needed for all the stuff that I was doing in school. It's what I was being trained on, was that. And Mac just never came into my life until I had to support them, working IT support. And then I learned it, and I'm like, yeah, it is great. It works. It's an operating system. At the time, it was unhackable. It's not anymore. It never was unhackable. It was just not widely used. I still hold to this that no system is truly unhackable, at least not out of the gate, because one, people are cheap and lazy. And two, the reason why Linux and Apple, Mac OS, was not hacked is because it had a very low market share by comparison to Windows or Intel based PCs. So if you're going to write malicious code, you're going to write malicious code for one system that is the most widely used so you can get it out there, right? So Mac OS did not have very many malware or viruses for a while until people started liking them more. And people like things, they buy them. And when people buy them, there's more of them. And when there's more of them, you can get malware and viruses on a Mac now because people want to attack those people because they think that they're impenetrable and they're not. There's fewer of them, but the few that are out there they're either very, very lightweight and don't do a tremendous amount. They're just meant to trick you into doing things to get your money, or they're really bad. There's not many in the middle, in the mid range. They're mostly in they didn't try hard. They're trying to just take a cheap shot at getting your money through like adware pop-ups, right? Or it's severe. And the good news about that is it because they focus mainly on the light or the severe, pop-up blockers usually fix and prevent you from getting the low end malware, but the high end stuff is the stuff that gets patched as quickly as possible, very quickly by any sort of antivirus or mainly by Apple themselves. They close the hole that allowed them in, right? Windows computers, on the other hand, everything gets thrown at it. So, but built-in Windows Defender on Windows now catches nearly everything. Like you have to be trying to get infected to get something on your computer nowadays. Like people just don't get it unless they're just really, really. I don't want to say gullible because that sounds rude, but it is the truth. Working in IT, there's a lot of people that are very gullible. But the truth is, it's just easy to get taken, taken for. Some people are too trusting. And some people just see something, they think, oh, a thing popped up, I need to click it to get rid of it. And the click to get rid of is the thing that activates the thing, right? So it's just, obnoxious and terrible. It's just gross. It's just people trying to cheat people out of money most of the time. It's not it used to be, viruses used to be about, let me see if I can eject your CD-ROM drive tray. Ha 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 ha, I'm in your computer. And then they're gone and don't care anymore. And then people started realizing, oh, I can use this for nefarious purposes. I can, scare people and make them give me their credit card information, or I can put key loggers on their computer that will call back to me all the things they type in a text file so I can get their passwords and their bank account information and their credit card numbers and all the big important information. And then you find out that you've been taken and you've got your stuff has been put out there for anyone to buy and to use. And you start all of a sudden getting things in your credit report that aren't you. And yeah, it's just a great big scary world out there. Well, it doesn't happen as much to the everyday user because there is pretty good protection. But yeah, it can still happen. It still happens to people all the time. All right, that was done. Now let's do one like that again, but we'll do a darker red on it, and I think we'll call it for the day. Well, let's do this one because why not? Oh, it's so fun. pen. Oh, I think I should have kept going on that one, but I don't know what hole it was in, so whoops. That's okay. That'll be fine. Oh, it actually kind of looks good halfway done. All right, I think that's it. I think we're gonna stop there. Let me put up all my pens in my crazy janky container. I will definitely replace this with something else later. I don't know what, but I'll figure out something. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. No hiccups began because my lot. Wee. Get over here. Night. Oof. That does not want to close. That's really bad packaging. I don't like packaging that's not built to be resealable. Especially when you sell a bulk of a thing in it, it should be its own container. Always. Even if it's not very well made, it needs to work for at least a year or more. And if something gets brittle and doesn't work anymore, that's fine. But out of the gate, it needs to be more than just packaging to keep it on a shelf. It needs to be able to hold these. They don't sell boxes of crayons in tissue paper. They put them in a box, a carton that they could be stored in and reused and put back. These should do the same thing, and they didn't. I find that a little offensive and cheap, but that's how you save a penny. All right, let's lift this up. Pop, pop. And let's, I don't know how you're supposed to put this back, but I'm going to put this little putty stuff back on here. This putty stuff worked really well to tack it down on this paper. It immediately peeled up from the black watercolor paper, so I don't think that's going to work on there. All right, and let's squeeze this back in here. Yeah, that'll work. Put the ring back there, put that back there. The putty thing, it came right off, so whatever. Oh wow, they both came off. Okay, that's cool. Let's put that up there. Let's put the lid, this thingy back here, and this. Oh, I guess this goes on. I forgot about that. My bad. I see. There's a message. You never once had a virus on your Mac. You are lucky, goddess. They exist. They're bad. The few that are out there are bad. But remember, not everybody gets them. A lot of times it depends on where you go on the internet and what you're doing. Some people that just don't care and aren't doing things right would just go out of their way to go to the ugliest, most disgusting places on the internet and wonder how they, on their Mac, got a virus. And they are the cause of a lot of the problem, right? But it happens. So it just proves that you are capable of not being that kind of person, right? And Krista said Crayola was a class ahead of the rest. Lol. Yeah, no, seriously, they were, and still are. I'm assuming, and they make a lot of products still. They do markers, colored pencils, and I don't know what else. They still do a lot of product. Whoops. Yeah, that tape on the side, it really shows that it it really shows that it was not covering the whole thing, but it's fine. This is a fun experiment. It was definitely, what is this? Where are you from? But oh, this is the paper that came off of the black paper, right? It's still kind of cute. It's a fun little abstracty, little colorful little thing. It was very faint because I still wanted to be able to put the spirograph stuff on it, but it came out cool. There's that one right there, and the one right there, the big guy right there. Yeah, it's definitely something I want to revisit and play more with. I definitely like these. I like the idea. And technically, you can take some of the larger circles or even the small ones and tack those down and use the other gears to go around the other gears. You don't have to use the ring. The main set, the regular plastic ones, they have all kinds of different shapes. There's a long like ruler shaped, long, uh, oval? No, not an oval. It's almost cylinder like. I don't know. You'll see what I mean if you look up the kits online. But there's ones you can do where you can do long bar shapes around them, and those are super cool too. So you can get all kinds of kits that'll work with Spirograph. I wonder if they're going to do expansion sets for the diecast set. That would be really nice of them to consider that. They probably won't. This is probably a one-off, but it was a good set. I like it. I'll put it up, keep it safe. I'll put it with my paper for now until I find a better home for it. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna head out. So there's that. We did our one little sample. I'll probably come back to this next week. Our test that we did on the black paper, which worked and didn't work. And then last time, our abstract that we did, that was really fun. And then lastly, the ink on mineral paper. I did this because I got a new ink. It was on sale for $3. 3. I got a. I'll find it. You? No, you? No, you? Yeah, yeah. This. I got a new acrylic ink, a green. It is a sap green. The only green ink I had was a watercolor ink. This leaf green one. So I had no other greens, and this is almost neon. So I finally have a dark green ink to go along with it, and that's why I experimented with it here. So that's it. All right, guys. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. I am gonna head on out, figure out some food with my other half, and then boogie on out of here. Look at all this. Oh god, I'm smacking the mic again. What a loser. Okay. All the things. All right, guys. Everyone, have a great day or night, a great rest of your week. I will try to commit to finally working, well, painting and streaming 2 days a week. I've been really bad about it for the last like month and change because something keeps happening on one of the days where I'm just tired and I'm just like, screw it. I will try to be on this Thursday. Ironically, I'm making this commitment on an on-call week for work. So it depends. We'll see how it goes. On-call starts in 10 minutes for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go now before somebody calls me and interrupts. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for being here. Anyone who lurked, thank you for lurking. Anyone who's hanging out here and chatting, thank you for hanging out and chatting. I love you all. I'll see y'all later. Have a great day. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.